Good morning and welcome back to Gaming with ADHD. It is Friday, August 29th. I think I've painted like twice this month. I'm shocked that anyone is still showing up to these things. Actually, there's no one here yet, so yay. Anyways, folks. No, it's it's been it that's the I don't really have anything to complain about. Like I'm frustrated that I haven't done my streams. We haven't done a deep dive stream for a couple of weeks. Um Basically I let sleep take priority. If I need to sleep, I'm gonna sleep. So good morning, Malachi. How are you, my friend? Anyways, so I haven't been avoiding you all. It's just kind of worked out that way. So, let's see. So deep dives aren't done. Kim and I will probably do at least one more stream, maybe two. I was asked to do a specific episode where we make characters, so that people can see that process. And then I have I still want to do my reskinning the game for boys video. And so we'll do, basically those are the two topics that I have left. And then but basically that would be Wednesday and the following Wednesday, but then after that I'm out of town until beginning of October, so I don't think there will. I don't know. I can stream from the road. Actually, not even technically the road, but we'll see. Maybe we'll do something. We aren't sure yet, but that's a 3 weeks from now, probably. So, let's see. Also, yesterday, I did post a new video that I would really, really like some feedback on. So, it's basically I'm taking the Combat Patrol magazine stuff and I'm going through the actual play, tutorial kind of stuff. And so, I mean, the first video was kind of basic, but I want some feedback on it. I want to see what people say. Malachi, no, reskin for boys is not just G.I. Joe. I'm talking something that's still kid appropriate, still anthropomorphic animals, but instead of cute and pink and sparkly, it's more cool. That's a horrible way to put it, but essentially that's kind of what I'm going for. I actually commissioned art, which, speaking of, I still need to pay my son's girlfriend for it. But I actually commissioned some art for it, which I think came out really, really good. It definitely gives it a very different feel, and so I'm excited for it regardless. I've had people tell me that I should just have it made into a game. Maybe I will at some point. Let's be honest, I can barely keep doing these on a regular basis, so we'll see. I don't know. Anyways, obviously, subscribe to the channel. That way you get notified if I start doing anything crazy like that. It'll be nuts and kind of fun. So, all right. So with that said, today's basically just going to be like clean up the models. So as always, chat, hang out, ask me questions, and I will address that question that just came in as we get started. And Malachi, the general rule is no, I don't run any games. I'm terrified of it. I don't think I'd be any good at it. The only times I've ran games in the past, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I didn't have, I didn't get to play as a kid. So, you know, usually people like try playing, and then after a while they're like, you know, I'd like to be the DM. So they go be the DM. I never had that option. So let's see. Where's my painting? Okay, here's my painting. Okay, so today, like I said, it's gonna be cleanup day. Because I know that some of these have gotten kind of messy as I've been painting. And so before moving on to next steps, I need to do some cleanup. I've been putting cleanup off for quite a while. Yeah, no, I know. There are people that are good at it. Me, essentially, it just boils down to lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, feeling like I'm a big loser. I've been really negative on myself lately, so it really annoys Kim. So I apologize if there's more of that in this stream than normal. So yeah, I think most people kind of feel that way, Malachi. Ooh. I don't have to live in your head. I live in my own. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's really frustrating sometimes. So I try to just keep my head down and just do the things that I know that I can do. But you know, it gets frustrating when I put myself out there. Oh, sorry. Hey, Steven. What I can do is brush control. Makes me glad that you're here, Steven. Well, I mean, you kind of walked in when I was ranting about self-esteem issues. Overall, though, I'm good. The grandbaby's doing good. He is. There is something
about seeing a kid that just quote unquote likes you for who you are. I mean, let's be honest. He's 7 months old. But what do you mean? Oh, are you on your way to bed, Seraphis? I totally get it. But like the grandkid just like he comes over in the morning and like dad's got to go to work early. So like he's waking up at 5 a.m. getting here before 6. He's not even 1. So he's sleepy. Super sleepy when he gets to Grandpa's house. But when he actually sees Grandpa and he gets a big old grin on his face, that is an absolute treat. Even when, you know, I let my self-esteem go negative. It's really hard to be negative when, you know, you've got this kid that just has a big old grin when he sees you. So there's that. So, I mean, overall, I don't have a whole lot to complain about. So, anyways, I know I shouldn't be hard on myself, Steve, but it is what it is. But hey, I've got vacation in literally 2 weeks. Actually, I complain about being tired. I am literally working every day until I start my vacation. Which I know is sort of a complaint, but I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that I'm still getting all this overtime. I know it's going away. I just haven't been given a date yet. So can't, you know, I can't plan for not having the overtime. My guess is I'm going to come back from England and the overtime will be done. So when the opportunity came up to get a couple extra days worth, I jumped at it so that I could take advantage of it as much as I could. But that'll be another all right, so 14. So yeah, it'll be 20 days straight. By the time I take a day off. Oh, this is like not in, you guys need to yell at me when this stuff isn't in focus. I need to figure out a camera situation. There's got to be a better camera for painting. I didn't get some of the parchment color on there. It's okay. Yeah, you guys might not be seeing much in the way of progress because I declared at the beginning of the stream that this was going to be cleanup day. This was going to be doing all that cleanup that you guys have heard me talk about, but I never actually did. And so now I'm like 10 steps along. And I need to do some cleanup. Anyways, so let's see. So now that you've all been listening to me whine and complain about how horrible my life is. Sorry, folks, not trying to be a downer. I mean, and honestly, I'm really not. I know I've got a lot of good blessings in my life. So if I quote unquote complain, I am trying to think of the good things. So there's that. All right, not bad. Cleaned up a bunch of that. Oh, I was saying earlier, so I put out a video yesterday that was sort of like one of the deep dives, but I'm doing it with the combat patrol stuff. So I would actually like some feedback. Like, how is it? Is it good? Do I need to change anything? A friend of mine suggested that I need to put some background music in. Which I don't necessarily disagree with. And I've got like this big bundle of music that I can use, but I didn't find anything I liked. So I don't know. I'd like feedback if that would help. Or if I should tell my friend to go kick rocks. Let me know. I want to get some more. I want to get some more voices on this. But I also want to get some voices on presentation, on style, on, hey, you did this, but that was distracting, or you did that, and I'd like you to focus on it a little bit more. Because I'd like to do it with more games. Board games, miniature games. I mean, the deep dives are fun, but they're a little better for role-playing games, which is fine. I have plenty of stuff I want to go through for that. Which I've got a rough schedule for the role-playing deep dives, which I am super excited for. So MechWarrior First Edition Tree Talking Lofty. Oh, I guess you can't really see it. Here, let me do this. All right, so as you can tell, I wear glasses. That's a great question. So, Tree Talking, I'm going to put this up so everyone can see why I've kind of shifted tactics here. I'm interested in getting into 40K. How do you see the small details you paint? Do you use some sort of magnifier? All right, so number one, I wear glasses. Okay. I don't know if you can tell, but they are progressive lenses because I am an old man at this point. And my eyes no working so great. The super frustrating thing is that these are brand new glasses. I've had these like less than 2 months. They were horrible when I first got them. I had them I went back to the optometrist. She made, because I have a weird thing. One eye is nearsighted, one eye is farsighted. And one eye didn't change, but one she had bumped up. And I hated the glasses that I got, and so I went back to her, and she bumped it up a little bit more. and it still hasn't worked, and nothing seems to focus properly. It's super frustrating. I have to, like, instead of just looking straight at something, usually I'm like having to do this, and I don't know, it's super frustrating. Anyways, I was watching a video, and this guy was going through and talking about different magnifiers, and essentially he pointed me to these, and so these just clip right onto my glasses. They're about, it says it's +4, so I'm guessing you can probably get different versions. And these actually work great. Now the problem is where I end up having to sit so that, like, I can, because it completely changes, like, the focal distance. And so, like, I want to bring it here, but as you can see, nothing's in the screen. And so, like, I've got to keep it here, which is, like, I'm fully extended out right now. So, anyways, it's a little annoying, but if your eyes are good, you don't need anything. I've only had to start going with magnifiers and stuff like that because I'm old. So, you know, you'll figure that out. But there's a lot of different magnifying options. Different people have different versions, different tools that they like. If you want something for these, I can go and find the affiliate link for Amazon and toss it in the toss it in the chat. Deus Ex Macchiato, or Macchiato. I've had the head strap ones, and those gave me a headache. They're not bad. I mean, some people like them, but it was super, super bulky. But finding this one that just clips onto my glasses, I have absolutely been a big fan of these. Like I said, the big problem I have right now is just, where camera positioning is, because, like, right now, I mean, my face isn't even on the screen. Not that anyone necessarily wants to look at me anyways, but so yeah, there are a lot of options. Actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get that really quick. All right, so that is a link to the clip-on glasses, or clip-on magnifier that I use. All right, sorry. Anyways, morning, Curtis. Yeah, I'm wide awake. I've been not falling asleep till like noon, so I figured instead of going and laying there for a couple of hours, I should probably get on and stream. So, anyways, Curtis as our resident painting expert. We've had people asking about magnifiers. If there's anything you want to contribute to the discussion, they'd probably appreciate it. Why I'm throwing Curtis under the bus, folks, to put it simply, he is a professional level miniature painter that doesn't do it professionally. He's really good. He makes me feel inadequate about things when it comes to painting miniatures, to put it simply. So anyhow, there's that. But yeah, honestly, don't be afraid to take suggestions, but at the end of the day, do stuff the way that you want to do it. Just because there are good techniques and bad habits, you know, when you're doing stuff like this, there's very few things that are quote unquote wrong. Because the only person you have to be happy with on it is yourself. That's one of the key reasons, since I know we've got a couple of new folks in here, that's one of the key reasons that I call this amateur painting time. I'm not a pro. I don't dislike it, but it's not necessarily my first thing either. But I think that's the ADHD talking. Anyways, so yeah, as long as you're happy with the paint jobs. Oh my gosh, this guy frustrates me. As long as you're happy with the results, as long as you're happy with your skill level progress, honestly, nobody else matters. Yeah. It is perfectly fine to paint for yourself. Maybe one day I'll have Curtis actually teach me some stuff. And yes, Curtis, I know you've tried before. Wants me to get into oil washes and weathering powders. I actually own some weathering powders somewhere. But instead, I just keep doing my little amateur styling. Army painters effect. I don't know what effect paints are, Malachi. Why don't you enlighten the class? Well, as I was saying earlier, Curtis, my copious amounts of overtime are going away. So I suspect when you come down next that I'll have some extra free time. And so we could probably, set this up on the kitchen table and actually paint some stuff. Maybe get Ethan some paint classes. He's actually doing pretty well with his stuff. He got Magnus. Oh. Okay, Malachi, you're talking about Slap Chop, which I have not looked into how to do that. I think I'm just too old school on that. On this. Yeah, not slap on, slap chop is what they call it. No, I don't know why. See, me, I don't sit and watch painting streams. Like, if it's game related, I'm watching, like, reviews and overviews. Actually, what I really need to try, because I bought it already, apparently paint markers are like the current hotness. Now, what was funny, so like a buddy of mine sent it to me. I'm like, oh, what brand are these supposed to be? And so I dug around, and like the review that he sent me, I figured it out. And so I looked up that specific brand, but then for some reason I wasn't paying attention. And I clicked on and I ordered these. Which honestly look more or less the same. But like the ones that I was seeing, it was like they were like $120 for like 12 markers. They're super expensive. This was 18. So I have no idea if these are any good. I haven't actually cracked these open yet, but look at the color variety. Now, I don't want to use these to paint. I don't know, something about that just seems off. But Mundo gave me an idea. For those of you who've been here for a while, Mundo from chat, yes, same Mundo. They look kind of like regular markers, but I'll show you real quick, Malachi. They are not. Get red. Because red is nice and bold. Anyways, Mundo from chat. Let me zoom in. Suggested using these for doing highlights. And that's something that I struggle a lot with, especially using a brush. But if I could just use a marker, ooh, that's like let's try this real quick. Like, I mean, that's not too bad, and it does keep a decent point. So for just going through and hitting some edge highlights, these might actually work great. And especially for $18. Yeah, okay. Look at this. Look, that's already dry. Like, these could straight up be a game changer. That's the first time I've done that. So, anyways, I want to get to a point where I've done something with these. I should get some models that I'm already, quote unquote, oh, the Star Wars models. I thin my paints a little bit, Malachi. The Star Wars models from Imperial Assault. I need to go find those. I think those are out in the garage. But I could test on those because I don't think I've ever done highlights on those. But there's a lot of colors. There's a lot of variety, which would let me try a lot of those. Making me think. Like I said, I think those like for what I'm wanting to use them for, I think those paint markers should be great. But yeah, that is because especially with how quickly that dried. That, man. Yes, folks, this is what I do when the ADHD kicks in and I want to jump to new project, but no, I'm sticking with this one. Hey, nerds! Nerds, have you tried using paint markers yet? Folks, Nerds is also a great painter. Just saying. Oh, you know what? That's a good point, Curtis. Give me just a second. I had thought about that. That was one thing that I did see in some reviews where it was talking about reactivation. So give me just a second. Let me clean this guy up a little bit. And we will test for reactivation. Nerds only eats crayons. Yeah, but she knows which ones are the good ones. She probably knows, like, the bougie crayons. I mean, obviously, she's much too refined for, like, rose art. You know, and Crayola's just, you know, normal. But Nerds probably has, like, some super bougie crayons. Dude, Nerds, that is exactly the conversation we were having. I'm not sure if you caught all of that or what. But yeah, that's like kind of the approach that I'm going to take with them, is using them for highlights instead of trying to brush on highlights. Anyways, and I found like this super cheap set. Sorry for repeating this for all of you. Found these. This was $18. Corin Diaz Crayon Girl. Gotta keep it classy. Yes, nerds. You are nothing if but classy. All right. Or if not classy. All right. So we've got paint markers right here. Let's focus in. Let's see what happens. Curtis said to go over it with a wet brush. I'm going all the way down. It doesn't seem to be reactivating. Ooh. This is... Here, let's do this. Let's move this over. All right, so that's with just like a little fine brush. Trying to find something with some more stiff bristles. So, okay. So I just wiped that off, but I'm wondering if I kind of scratched it off. It's like it seems scratchable. I mean, I'm also on tempered glass. But it doesn't look like it's reactivating. It looks like it's just scraping. You know? So like, you know, even going over it with a paper towel. Yeah, I think I was scratching it off, not, you know, I don't think it reactivated. I don't know. Yeah, I think that would be like, I think it would be like my last step. So I'm thinking about it in terms of like my Dark Angels. Because I usually do like the black green. No, that's blue black. It's camo green. Okay, so I do like black green as the base, and then I do a dry brush of yellow green. So I'd probably do this first, and then probably come in with, say, like if I'm keeping it with the greens, that's a little too minty. Probably just this. It's a little more neon, but again, if I'm just picking up those edge highlights, it's probably what I'd want to be going for. Anyways, yeah, so I'd try to put it on before I drive, or after I drive it. But yeah, I mean, seems good to me too. Wow. Like, serious. Okay, that's it. Let me put these away. Don't put it down. Put it away.
And let me get another link. There.
If any of you are interested, those are the paint markers that I picked up that from our super duper mega scientific test that we just did. Seems super great for $18. Like, seriously, for $18? Even if that was reactivation and not scratching, I still think I got a deal. Because seriously, I ordered the wrong thing. When I went and looked later, you know, the ones they were recommending were all like, it was sets that were like you know, not kidding, $120. I don't remember what the exact count was, but it was definitely less than 30, which I think is, yeah, that has 30 colors. And there's bigger sets than that, and now I'm kind of wishing I'd gotten the bigger set, just because it would have more colors in it. So, see, this is why you guys should tune into the live streams, because it's not always just an idiot trying to paint. Sometimes we figure out some good stuff. Yeah, so almost 60% more colors for an extra $10. I'm slightly annoyed that I didn't order the bigger set at this point. But I didn't, quote unquote, know what I was getting. But $18, it's worth it. So, yeah. But I mean, I've seen people that like did the whole model with them, which is fine. I mean, it's just another painting tool. But they also say that they, you know, pretty much destroyed the marker. So that's why I was thinking more just the edge highlights and stuff like that. Prolong the life. Keep the tip sharp. Things like that. So, anyways, but yeah, now you know. Now I know. I mean, I've had the things for a couple of weeks now. But I hadn't even done that simple test. So regardless, that, oof. Sorry. I was excited about that. Um, so I want to point this out just because it made me laugh. So my middle child applied for. He works for Costco. But he applied for this work from home seasonal customer service agent role and got it, which good for him. But as his dad, it's like, okay, fine, if you're going to be working from home, that's not a problem, but as a condition of your rent, whatever you want to call it, I expect you to get a gym membership and work out 3 days a week. We'll see how well that works. Speaking of, then you can move out. That's not how that works, dude. You're over 18. But one of my biggest arguments was that way he doesn't end up like Dad. I'm not sure if that was the tipping point of the argument. Okay. All right. Here's a question for the chat. What would you consider your bucket list game convention? Because I've been to Gen Con. I've been to Adepticon. I haven't been as players. I would like to go just as a player. But for me, what I would consider my bucket list convention, this is the one I want to go to. GaryCon. Why GaryCon? I mean, there's Arnicon. Isn't there like a Gygax Con now too? Anyways. Brycon. Page, huh? I haven't heard of Page. I'm guessing like Philly Area Games Expo or something. For me, it's it would be UK Games Expo. I don't know why. I really want to go to that one. When is Page, Malachi? Oh, you said in January. January is difficult for me. We have 3 birthdays now. I just said now. But yeah, Peanut Gallery's birthday is in January. My oldest son's birthday is in January, and the grandson is in January. All within like a week. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Malachi. I'll be honest, Curtis. Spiel is actually off of my list. Like, if I end up there, fine. But it's not really one that I have to do anymore. I thought I did years ago. But the more I've learned about it, the more I hate it. Nerds, I can agree with that. Like a nice little con. Which is more just a bunch of friends getting together. Which is still good. If you guys hadn't figured out, today's cleanup day. That's why I haven't gotten any extra colors out. And I'm just painting these tiny little details that most of you can't see. But yeah, Spiel Essen. So my main problem with it is, all right, essentially it's like a market. That's it. They're open until like 6 p.m. There is no open gaming. Like, if you want to play a game, it's because you're at a vendor's booth and they're running games there. Which means most of the time it's just going to be demo game type stuff. You know, there's no quote unquote tournaments. There's no you know, sit down for 4 hours and play Dungeons and Dragons or whatever. And once I learned that, it just kind of like killed all of my interest in going to Spiel. And like even a German friend of mine, he's like here in the States, so like people will plan their vacation around Gen Con. You know, they will go and they are like in it to win it for 4 days. But he's like, yeah, the locals here, like, because I mean, you can get on the train, you can get there in a couple of hours, from most parts of Germany and even a lot of Europe. So they just go up, they go for the day, and they go home. They're done. They don't need anything else. I mean, there's not really anything else to do. So it, like, learning that just kind of like killed it. And then you add in the fact that, like, there's no such thing as exclusives anymore. As I am now getting ready for a new trip to England, that was actually like my biggest disappointment about going to England. Was the fact that like the only games that I found that I could say were exclusive was stuff that would just like only be in the UK. Which is funny because one of them's like our like an absolute favorite of ours. It's basically Uno, but a little bit of a twist. But yeah, if I would go into any kind of a game store, it's like, oh, I can get that at home. I can get that at home. I can get that at home. So like I got the exhibit book from Warhammer World. I might get a new one if they have an updated version. Dose? What do you mean, Malachi? Oh. Oh, I hate you guys sometimes. Well played. That was my fault for being dumb. Anyways, but yeah, it's basically Uno. But it's themed around the subway or the underground or the tube or whatever they call it this week. Actually, it's not what they call it this week. It's like I think it's situational. Anyways, but it's called Mind the Gap. It's a lot of fun. I did a review of it. But yeah, but otherwise, like, you know, all the games we found were all the games I'd seen everywhere else. So it was a little disappointing. This time around may be a little more expensive at Warhammer World. Because the you know, since I'm actually painting stuff, so we'll see. Maybe I'll get something exclusive while I'm there. But it just got me thinking. So I don't know. I'd like to try UK Games Expo. It's sort of like, from what I can gather, it's sort of like Gen Con UK. So we'll see. Peanut Gallery being Peanut Gallery over there. Everyone still likes you more than me, dear. It's fine. Is he awake?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll be done soon and go to bed. And it's work night. Kim, Malachi says hi. Hello.
Princess time in 2 weeks?
Nobody has made any comments about no My Little Pony streams. Yet. Now that you've brought it up, they'll probably all start complaining. I did talk about it at the beginning of the stream, though, when I was making my usual excuses for being a slacker. All right. See you, Malachi. Have a good day, sir. All right. I think I got a few more minutes in me to try and get these last couple of models touched up. Oh, there's a lot of stuff to clean up. I just need to go through one color at a time.
I can't read this chicken scratch that my son put on my list of things to buy.
Give it here, mother.
What?
Give it here.
I can decipher my phone. Hydrogen peroxide.
No. Whatever this is tannin. You don't know what it is.
All right.
Maybe you drive check.
Possibly on an end cap, if not in an aisle or in.
Doctor's just trying to tell me where to buy the filters.
No,
Costco.
no.
Whose chicken scratch is it?
All over my
It's Tanner.
Then go upstairs and ask him.
scratch. Look like to me, chicken scratch.
Or sparrow scratch. It's so small.
It's monkey scratch. Orange powder everywhere. like,
All right. Any last questions?
why am I here?
Because you have nowhere else to go. Welcome to my life.
Bro, you know where we have to go? We have to go on a trip.
We are going on. I've been talking about the trip.
And then,
That's like a trip within a trip.
then we have to go to Disney. Then.
Wasn't phone filter on filters.
Doing instructions on what we want. Okay, just couldn't read or understand what was It's fine, we can have those things.
Okay.
You should try finding those sour.
Would I rather lose an arm or leg? Leg. Not even a question. There are too many things in life that are designed for two-armed people.
What if I'm one of them?
Well, that was the question, is would you rather lose an arm or a leg? I said a leg because the world is designed for people with two arms. So it's a lot easier to get around or to get along without a leg.
You can just get a prosthetic.
Right, but say I couldn't get a prosthetic. It's still easier and better to get around and get along if you've lost a leg.
I think it'd be easier just to lose an arm. Like,
Okay, tell me how you're going to do your job with just one arm.
it's called, they have that program, speech to type.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but,
those aren't very accurate.
well, I can use one hand. As long as it's not my right hand, I can use one hand to fix it. If I lost a leg, I think it'd be harder to move around, and then I might get blood clots and die.
It would be harder to move around, but there's, like, say you can't get a prosthetic. You've got crutches, wheelchairs.
Just hit my toe on the wall. I'm so tired of running. Yeah, I still my toe on that over there. Yeah. It was the wall. Not
If you're worried about exercise, you can still go swimming.
I've seen people without do swimming. They have location.
I'm just saying it's easier if you lose an arm or lose a leg than an arm. That's all I'm saying. Obviously, no one really gets a choice.
I'm here again. What am I?
But that wasn't the question.
Maybe that's what you do on
The
public.
question was, would you rather lose an arm or a leg?
I'd rather lose neither.
No, son of a motherless goat.
You can't be mad at your wife.
All right. On that note, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. I am actually going to head out because I'm starting to get tired and my hand hurts.
She said,
Detail painting is a lot more strenuous. Anyways, all right. So, as I said, please go check out the video that I posted yesterday. I'd absolutely appreciate and love some feedback. But otherwise, hit the like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And we will talk to you all next time. Thanks, everyone.